What's up, beauties? It's Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel with Beyond the Beauty of Lindsay. I'm so happy to have you guys here. It is Vlogmas, and it is December 22nd. Thank you so much for clicking this video and checking it out, as it is something that I've been wanting to talk about forever. Haven't done it yet. And plus, as you can see, it's always lit in my house. And you guys, Christmas is just around the corner. New Year's is just around the corner. I cannot wait to tell you guys what is up and show you guys what's going on for Christmas with me and show you around my family's house and my family this holiday season. So with that being said, make sure you click a like, you comment down below what your favorite time of year is, and you share this video with your friends and family. Oh, and make sure you subscribe down below so I can see who's watching my videos, and you may get a shout out from me one of these days. So let's get started and jump right into this video. Some of you might be asking by the title of this video, I never thought this was possible. I didn't think Lindsay was that type of person, or I didn't think she would bring up something so real and so serious. As you guys know, yes, it's Vlogmas, it's supposed to be fun, crazy, and real, and just a great time of year. Well, for me, it's different because 3 years ago, I think it was three or 4 years ago, it's been so long, I was in the process of choosing to fight. As some of you who watch this video or watch my channel, you guys know that I am very real. Whether it's Christmas time, as you can tell, or whether it's just another day in the life of Lindsay or anybody I share my channel with. So with that being said, you guys know that I share real topics. You may not like them, and some of them you can relate to. I guess by the time you guys had seen this or seen the title, you'll know what I'm talking about, because this is weird, but it's something I wanted to get off my chest, and also something I want to be able to maybe inspire someone to be able to come to a better place in life and understand that they're not alone. I've been working on my rug, you guys. I've been telling you, and I'm getting allergies, so it's fun, but I don't want this to like mess up, so I'll also include a picture, but this is what it's I'll just pick them up in a minute. This is what it's looking like. As you can tell, I'm almost done. I'm gonna be so excited when it's done. But so 4 years ago, probably about 6 total, but it will make sense as I tell you guys the story. I grew up in a very unique environment, and what's crazy is I saw a lot of things that probably many kids would not see or deal with or be around, but it's also made me a stronger person, a stronger human being, and just a person who is better for it, I should say. So with that being said, growing up, I always struggled with what I didn't realize what it was depression. I do have some form of bipolar disorder, and I also grew up with what I felt like was the idea that nothing mattered. So let's go back. Depression, when I grew up very lonely, and I grew up in a place that I didn't feel like I mattered, and I grew up in a world where being different was not okay. I had people in my life who didn't like me for who I was, who would not allow me to be around other people because they were afraid of what I am and who I am by my sight and hearing, and the situations in my life would affect them in the most craziest way ever. So I grew up in a very negative space, and I grew up with people trying to control me and tell me what to do. And as you can probably think by now, you're wondering, why does this matter? Well, if people who have depression, you can sometimes go into these moments where it's like, does this matter if these people don't care about me? If these people treat me so differently, and I'm this only person in my family that's different, why am I treated so differently? Like, why do I matter? And so it was hard because I never really talked about it with people, and it was also like I just figured I'm different, it's cool. And when I went to the doctor, I was put on medication because with depression or anything, like, they assumed it was bipolar from the jump. So what was crazy, like, I didn't think that's what it was. I thought maybe it was depression. I thought maybe it was something crazy and different. And I had many people who tried to do drastic things to end their life. I never got to that point because I was blessed enough to have family members who ultimately changed my life forever. And they made my life into what it is today. Without them, I would not be here. Let's be real. So I suffer from depression, and alongside that, you guys know from the channel, I am sight and hearing impaired, and I also have medical issues where I don't feel good. It's not even mental, it's more physical, because of the things that the strain that I put on my body and the stress and everything that I go through in life. Not even every day, but time to time, I don't feel good. So those are the main things, but like, we always assumed it was depression because I would sleep all day long. Fast forward to, let's say, like 7-8 years ago, I was on probably about 6 to 7 different medications, right? Because we were trying to figure out what worked with my body, what would cancel out me wanting to sleep all day, or what would cancel out just for me to, basically, I was like, I just want to be done. I want to be numb, I want to be happy, I want to be all of these things, because when you know you have something wrong, you want to fix it. And at that time, it was like medication, 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 medication. So, the next topic, as you'll see, is it got into a point where it was like, I would wake up every morning and there would be a line of medication bottles that I would have to take every morning or every night or between the day. And it was like, it was weird because I didn't want to admit that, and it was weird for me to sit there and say, this is what I'm waking up to. Like, just for me to be happy and live my day, I would, like, to not sleep or to get out of my bed, I would take these medications. It didn't make it okay, like, I was never 100% okay, but it was, we were trying to figure out what worked. And nothing really fully worked, because it either made me drowsy or it either made me just numb my life enough that I was okay to get out of my bed. I was okay to be around other people. And the thing is, like, people in society, when they hear you're on medication or for depression or things, they judge you straight off the mat. So I was on a ton of different medications. Like, I was to the point of, I didn't know or remember what I was doing those days. And it wasn't because necessarily I was addicted, it was because that's what I thought I needed. So think about it. A girl who's 18, 19 years old on 10 different, at a different time, like within so many years, on 10 medications, to even fathom that. Like, I didn't think I was ever going to be that person. I also grew up in environments where I saw those things, and it was like, I'm not going to be that girl. I'm lucky enough to say now, I don't drink, I don't take hardly any medication, and I mean, I drink, but I don't drink because I've seen things and how it affects people. Let's just put it that way. So when you think about that, there was a time in my life where it was like, I was so numb every day. I would wake up and take my medication day or night, and it was like, boom, 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 this is what you're doing. And I don't really remember a lot, but I remember to many points in my life being like, what am I living for? Because when you take so many medications, your body, it's not you. Like, there are times where I felt like, why am I taking this? And I don't feel like me. Like, I don't know what me is. Who is Lindsay? And so it was crazy because I got used to that feeling. But it was good enough for me to be able to get out of bed, brush my teeth, like, do all those basic things. To this day, I struggle with depression. As you guys know, I haven't gone and posted a video in the last 4 days, maybe a week. Been a while. And I have been in bed for the last 4 days. Because the holiday time is weird this year for me, and it's also because I don't feel good. So that's what it is. Remember, on top of that, I found out back in 2013, 2014, for like 6 months, I started having severe pain. Excuse me, it was not in my head, it was like in my hip, and it was like I couldn't walk. It got to the point where I was on medication that cancels out your pain. So it basically stimulates your brain to feel like you're not in pain and that you can keep going with your day. So for 6.5 months, let's say I was on that medication on top of everything else. So I fell in love. I hate admitting this, but it was like I fell in love with being able to walk. Because it got to a point where, like, I would cry if I had to get out of bed. I would cry if I had to walk. Like, there were points where my friends had to carry me. Like, when I would hang out with them, they'd had to carry me from the couch to their bed. Like, I couldn't walk, and it was bad, and we knew something was wrong because my hip would pop. What I found out was I had a hip impingement, I had to get surgery, and typically it took 6.5 months. From when we found out, it took like 4 months, because we did a session of like like, they were just doing a lot of things. We were trying to figure out what we needed to do. It took 6 months for me to finally have surgery. I had surgery, and then I was still on oxys for a good like 6 months after. And then I also got to a point where I was like, oh, that's just great. Like, I feel good. My pain is not there anymore. Like, I backtracked to when I woke up one day, and it was weird because I'd woken up one day and I was like, what am I doing? Like, I grew up in a world where, like, there are some people that you're lucky enough to be able to say, like, I don't want that life. Like, I've seen it. I've seen enough of it. That scares me. I don't want to become that person. It was like a light switch. I was like, I don't want to be on 10 different medications. I don't want to not remember what I did yesterday. I don't want to not remember what happened 3 days ago. And so, but I knew, this is what's crazy, is everything works in the right way if you really have faith in it and you work hard for it. So I knew it was weird. Like, it was one of those, I don't know how it happened. I thank the Lord for it. Like, my siblings were seeing this. They were seeing me basically just out of it, and they were seeing me like in pain, and they were seeing me going through things in my life that affected them. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be that person. So randomly I was like, I'm gonna go off of everything. Like, it was a choice. It was my choice. Like, doctors didn't tell me to do this. It was like, I need to find one medication that works for my depression and for me to feel okay enough to deal with life and the reality of life. I'm a person where I will deal with life to the best of my ability, to the realness of with no substance to help or to destroy me. It was like, I'm someone who, yeah, I'm 22, I'm gonna be 23 soon, and it was like, I don't like to be under the influence. I don't like it. So, and it was so weird because thinking about this, you guys, it's crazy because like this time 4 years ago was when it like hit, and it was like December 15th to the 20th, like right now, where I was like, I don't want this life anymore. Like, I don't want to not remember things, and I don't want to be in this pain. Like, realizing when you have surgery it's temporary. Like, that pain is temporary. It could be 6 months, it could be a year. And it was crazy because it was like this time of year, like, I barely remember like opening presents and things. I don't think my family realized that, but it was insane. So I ended up just talking to my doctor. So I was like, look, I know one medication like that I had that worked, and I was like, I want to be able to quit everything else. Like, I just want to see what we can. If this works, great, but I don't want to be on anything else for a good year. Okay, Florida is the craziest state. Like, I love being there. I love the beach. I lived right by the beach. It was great. So thankful for those opportunities, because when I even lived there, I ran out of my medication because I was in the process of switching my doctors, switching everything around. Mind you, it didn't work that way. They wouldn't give me that medication because it is a controlled substance, and that was a big problem in their area. And then I moved back, and then it's crazy because I'm personally, like, I have depression, I'll deal with it. So, like, the last 4 days, I've had depression, I've cried, I've been in bed, like, I have not been motivated at all to do anything. And also, I've been feeling like, what's the point? Like, if I'm going into Christmas unable to do the things I want to do, not by my control, but by the situations I'm in. So it was like, what's the point? So I went through 4 days of just pure darkness, like, and I'm still going through it. But I was like, somebody happened to ask me a question. I was like, oh god, I'm gonna make a video about this. And so I'm out of bed, I'm sitting here in front of my tree. I'm thankful for that. And so many people don't realize that when you choose to step out of something like that, like, I've been on meds for the majority of my life, but it got to a point where it was like, I don't want to become some of the people I've seen. I don't want to have this affect my future life, i.e. when I get married, i.e. whenever I have kids. Like, I don't want this to affect them the way it might have affected me as a child. So it's crazy because for that year, emotionally, I was ridiculous. And this was like 3 years ago. It was weird. So I went through an entire year while starting a new business, while jumping into a whole new life that I'm so thankful for. Like, everything came in the right place, the right time. People came in when I needed them. I still love them. I'm so thankful for them. So it was like all these little pieces were coming together. And it was like, you don't need those medications. It was awesome. So it got down to, from 10 down to 1. And it was like, in a year, like, this took over like a year and a half because I moved, but it was like, I'm able to remember things. I'm able to recollect like what happened 3 days ago. I'm able to, as you guys saw in the last vlog, like be there for my family's things and remember them, and also be proud to recognize like, yeah, I'm in a crappy mood today. I have depression. I can't tell you guys how many times I've texted my friends when I've hung out with them. I'm like, I'm just in a crappy mood, but I'm not gonna take my medication. Like, if you love me enough, you'll deal with it. And it's the hardest thing to admit, and its reality is the hardest thing to do without any substance. And yeah, I take my medication when I'm supposed to. There are very few times when I may take an extra of something because I need to. But at the end of the day, I mean, I remember conversations, you guys, like, I even have had realizations too. Like, I know it's gonna be something I'm gonna battle my entire life. But it's something I'm willing to fight for. So within the last 4 days, it's crazy. But at the same time, guys, like, I'm not trying to be negative. This is something that, like, it's a real problem. And I've seen it, and it's real, and it's, like, it's the hardest thing to admit, but it's also the hardest thing to sit there and be like, look how far I have come. Like, literally 4 years ago today, not even today, like, I just had surgery. I don't really remember anything. I was in some crazy situations, and then I had all of these missing pieces just connect. Let's jump back into now within the last year. It's been a crazy year, 2017. Thank the Lord it's almost done. But within the last year and a half, I've had moments where I'm like, whoa, what am I doing? I've had moments where I had life-changing moments where I went to the gym and it was like, this is that natural high of me going to the gym. I became obsessed. And it was like, where was this 4 years ago? Where was this when I was going through all of this? And I have amazing friends and people. I have an amazing core group of people in my life who, like, support the crazy ideas, as in my YouTube videos, and then there's people who are like, you're absolute crazy, I'm not gonna do it. And there are people who do support me who are like, let's go to the gym, let's get this done, let's knock it out. Because it is something that, it works for me. Because if I can have the gym and have one medication compared to 10, I'll do it. And that's something that, like, I want to be transparent about. It was something that I had to sit there and admit. Like, I had to admit that, like, I'm insecure about my health, and I'm insecure about being different, but, like, that's something I'm so boldly proud of, being different, because look where it's gotten me. And then it's something where it's like, I've spoke about it, I've gotten help, I go to therapy, I know I have a purpose. Like, I continue to find my purpose, whether it's worth it or not. So, you know, when I say you can get through it, I mean, there are people who have gone through way worse things. Look at Demi Lovato. I would never get to that place, but she just wasn't happy, and she was at her low, and to where she is today, that got her to be a better person. So, I'm not saying we're perfect. Like, her story just shows she's not perfect either. We all make mistakes. And I have people who support, like, when I want to be in bed and when I'm not okay, like, let me be. And it's crazy because I am the girl who shuts people out. I am the girl who has depression. I am the girl who feels like she's failing and feels like she's unworthy. And as much as I may be smiling or saying, like, these are things that I've accepted. If I had not accepted them, I wouldn't be as bold and happy to say them. Yeah, I battle that every day. I think one person doesn't have moments where it's like, why should I talk to you? Or why does it matter that I'm here? Or why, you know, there are many tools I learned in my life, and it was because I taught them to myself. The day that I realized that I went off of all those medications, like, for a good year, it's pure craziness. Like, I never was thought I'd get out of that. And then to be where I'm at now, where I'm healthy to a degree, I'm able to hear and see for the time being, and I'm here sharing you guys' story and being here, being consistent as much as I can with YouTube, my channel, with my business, and being open and saying, look, yeah, I'm not cool, and I'm alright, but I'm not okay, and here's the reality of it. I don't like someone the reality that they're not okay. Like, no one does. And so, to be able to sit here and be like, yo, I came from a really hard place. even be here today, whether I'm not okay, or whether I'm excited for the holiday, or whether I'm working so hard on awesome projects behind the scenes. Like, yeah, I can make it look like I'm super perfect 150 million%. But at the end of the day, like, I am so proud. Like, I cannot express this enough. Y'all, like, I am so proud to sit here and say, yeah, like, I struggle with that. Wanting to mentally just tune out the world and be in my bed and listen to music and watch videos, and it's something, like, I'd rather deal with alone, and it's something that, like, I know that if I face it, you know, they say that when you face the reality of things, you conquer it so much more, and they're right. Like, I sit here today and I'm like, yeah, I have depression. I don't have a concept for a video. I wanted one, like, I had plans for one, and it just didn't happen. And but it's at the same time, I'm like, I need to face this head on. I need to be real about it, and I also need to say, look, like, I am here, and I am willing to face it. If you would have told me that I would be in my own house, and I would have a YouTube channel, I would be inspired every single day by many YouTubers who I never would have thought I would even want to be around, is ridiculous enough in itself. Like, if you were to tell me that, I'd be like, you're wrong. Never will happen. If you were to tell me I'd be running my own business 4 years ago today, I'd tell you wrong. Like, I wouldn't be doing that, because that's what I grew up in, the environment of being told. So it was like, when all of these clicks happened in my head, and I was like, nope, 10 times over. And then when it was like, one door opened, another door opened, people came in, people came out, people came in, it was like, how am I so lucky? Like, how am I this lucky person to, number one, have an amazing relationship, decently, like, a great relationship with my mom, that we work every day and work very hard to maintain, and then to have friends around me who just support me and be there. And it's like, to have siblings who are like, we love you for who you are, we don't care, we may argue, we may butt heads, and we may not like each other for the time being, but it's like, we're here, if you want us, we're here. So, you guys, like, yes, Christmas is 3 days away, I'm so excited, but I wanted to make this video because it's like, I want to inspire you guys. So, you guys, at the end of the day, I continue to work for myself, by myself, with my life, to better who I am and who I want to be and who I want to become, to create a better version of myself every single day. And if I can do it, and if I can be in the middle of a storm right now and be able to sit here and tell you guys, guess what I'm in? I'm in it right now. I'm in it, but I'm here, I'm out of bed, I'm dressed, and I'm sharing with you guys some things in my life. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I wouldn't trade having this channel. Let's be real. I wouldn't trade having my own business. Let's be real. I wouldn't trade being able to say I have my own house. Let's be real. I wouldn't trade loving people unconditionally and being there when they are in their lows. Wouldn't trade it. I would not trade this Lindsay for another one in my lifetime. And I wouldn't trade spending the holidays with my family, even though I'm not able to reciprocate in the manner I want to right now. And that's okay. I am me. I am beautiful. I am worth it. And you guys, I want everyone to understand that you are worth it too. You matter. You matter to this whole community. You matter to everyone who sees you every single day. So some people are struggling this holiday season. Either A, they don't have a family member, my condolences, or family members, my condolences. B, they aren't able to have a Christmas, number one. Well, B. And then C, some are very blessed and some are very lucky to have family members there, to have friends there, to also have the love that they deserve. Do I feel like I have that right now? Not necessarily, but I work every day to make sure that those who I know love me and I love them are there. So yeah, you guys, it's worth it. So remember that as Christmas comes up, New Year's comes up, you matter. I'm excited to see you. I'm excited to meet you guys one day, and I really hope those who comment down below, or even those who message me from following my social media and tell me your stories, it matters. Like, I'm here to listen. With that being said, make sure you go like this video, comment down below, share your story, and go check out my Beautiful Minds, Beautiful People, Beautiful Minds page on Facebook. I'll link that down below. Follow all of my social media. This is Lindy from Beyond the Beauty of Lindy. The tree is always lit. It's almost Christmas, almost 2 days away. It's Friday, December 22nd. So make sure you guys follow the channel. Make sure you hit subscribe and hit that notification bell down below, because you never know, I could be giving you a shout out. So I will see you guys very, very soon, and enjoy the holidays, and have a very merry, merry holidays from me to you. See you guys soon.